This is a list of the 10 best PlayStation 3 games.
Set in the realm of Greek mythology, God of War 3 for the last time puts Kratos at the center of the carnage and destruction as he seeks revenge against the gods who have betrayed him. A single-player game, this final chapter allows players to take on the climatic role of the ex-Spartan warrior, Kratos, as he treads through the intimidating heights of Mount Olympus and the dark depths of hell once more to seek revenge on those who have betrayed him. Armed with double-chained blades, Kratos must take on mythology's darkest creatures while solving intricate puzzles throughout his merciless quest to destroy Olympus. God of War 3 was the first game to push the PS3 to its limits and to this day is still one of the best-looking games on the console. Everyone remembers Uncharted 3 for its grandstanding action and gorgeous visuals, and rightly so, but Drake's deception is punctuated by some spectacularly poignant moments too. The scene in which Drake wanders the desert alone is one of the most iconic moments of last generation. Uncharted 3 stamps its legacy as one of the greatest PS3 games thanks to impressive technology and strong artistic design, and a stirring soundtrack. This is a beautiful, cohesive, and, most importantly, fun adventure that cements the Uncharted franchise as one of the best around. BioShock Infinite isn't afraid to magnify the way religious and racial extremism inform our culture and change lives. It isn't afraid to depict a less than holy trinity diseased by power, deception, and manipulation. The floating city of Columbia is one of the most memorable locales in recent gaming memory, and it's filled with characters who are equally memorable. With a more action-focused combat system, and rail-riding gameplay, BioShock Infinite managed to surprise people with its unique battle mechanics. BioShock Infinite is more than just a great game, it was an important step forward in storytelling and gameplay released last generation. Portal 2 has some of the best writing and incredible voice acting to help provide a constant string of smart, hilarious moments. The addition of new types of surfaces made for some of the hardest, but most rewarding puzzles in recent memory. The general world building and expansion of the original Portal S universe helped the sequel tell one of the most memorable stories of the generation. And last but not least, the introduction of a two-player cooperative mode led to countless hours of frustrating but memorable gaming moments. BioWare's space opera trilogy was an epic, generation-spanning experience. Mass Effect 2 was the most balanced of the three games covering the RPG aspects of the original Mass Effect while adding a more action-focused combat system. Watching the decisions we made, relationships we built, and universe we helped create from the original was a unique experience that many gamers were introduced to. It's hard to argue against the idea that Mass Effect remains one of the best RPG experiences of the last generation. The original BioShock is one of the most memorable games of the generation. Discovering the mystery of Rapture and its backstory is one of the best experiences we've ever had in games, with iconic characters, horrifying enemy encounters, and incredibly realized spaces cementing it as one of the finest game worlds ever explored. Combining tactical first-person gunplay with supernatural powers, the action is a satisfying tug-of-war as you balance limited ammunition and ability power with dangerous in-your-face melee combat. The human story which pulls the uncertain main character along is an everlasting achievement, with a series of surprising and enjoyable turns sticking their landings at every turn. BioShock will forever remain one of the more unique shooters on the platform. Red Dead Redemption is the best Western video game ever made. It nails its open world setting and created an amazing Western world to explore. hero John Marston's story of redemption is well worth experiencing, spanning the frontier and back, all leading to an explosive and unexpected climax. Batman Arkham City is the follow-up to what many consider the greatest superhero game of all time. Arkham City is bigger in every single way. By opening up the environment, it allowed Batman the freedom he needed to strive. He could now freely stalk the rooftops of Gotham or swoop down onto the thug-infested streets. The free-flow combat was tuned, making players feel even more like the Dark Knight of Gotham. Villains, both old and new, provide distinct challenges and memorable obstacles for Batman to overcome. It was Rocksteady's approach to the source material that made Arkham City so vital. While it's obviously reverent of the established mythos, Arkham City is never afraid to adapt freely, carving its own unique take on the most iconic hero of all time. The Uncharted franchise will easily go down as one of the best in gaming. Uncharted: Drake's Fortune was a great game in its own right, but Uncharted 2 took things to the next level that many did not think was possible on the PS3 at the time. Wounded, bleeding, and marooned in a train carriage dangling over a snowy chasm, this is not quite the Nathan Drake we remember from his initial adventure. This is a desperate Drake, in deep trouble. The frantic and exciting climb to safety that follows is brief, and before too long Naughty Dog dials back the clock to showcase to players the events that brought Drake here, but this is really the moment that has gone on to define Uncharted 2. The impressive visuals, its stunning set pieces, its perfect cast of characters, or its brilliant balance of humor and adventure. The Last of Us stands tall as the definitive PlayStation game. It encompasses everything that makes this medium special, by combining intense stealth combat with a heart-wrenching story, which features unforgettable characters struggling to survive a harsh world. Joel and Ellie's love story, which grows from resentful to paternal as they go through horrors together, ranks among the best in gaming, while the vicious means by which you go about protecting each other make for some of the strongest third-person action on PS3. Ammo scavenging, hiding in cover, quietly navigating a broken world, and avoiding enemies altogether also crosses over to The Last of Us' fantastic multiplayer. Killer level design, coupled with a gratifying risk and reward progression system, this game is nothing short of a masterpiece.